We think that Thornton is the perfect place for solar.
Look how sunny it is.
It's
pretty perfect for it, I think.
So other things, there's quite a lot of uptake of solar in Thornton. Thornton's got two areas. It's got the industrial area where Elite Power Group is located.
Yeah, so why is solar such a good option for Thornton properties?
It's a good option for anyone's property because the cost of making your own electricity via solar today is for one thing, it's predictable, and you're not exposed to the increasing price of electricity going forward into the future. Can be made independent of grid outages. So if there's a storm and you've got a battery at the appropriate arrangement, lights could be shining while everyone else in the street is in darkness.
Always sustainable energy as well. Yeah.
And it's sustainable. It's got quite a young demographic. What is the demographics?
I think the average age in Thornton is around 35 years old.
Yeah. And they're obviously aware of the environmental challenges we face because there's quite a bit of solar here really, isn't there?
Absolutely, yeah.
I've just recently come back from a couple of months trip to America.
Welcome back, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. And I couldn't resist looking at the roofs.
Yeah.
We have far more roofs here covered in solar than they do there.
Well, look at today. There's barely any clouds.
Yeah.
Direct sunlight. Perfect, absolutely perfect conditions for solar.
Perfect, yeah. People are wanting larger and larger systems, and we ask why. Because people are thinking of buying an electric vehicle, which uses a lot of electricity.
They're thinking ahead.
They're thinking ahead. And they're also considering now with the progressive dropping of the price of batteries, people are more interested in considering battery systems, whereas a few years ago they would have said, no, it's just not financially feasible. And we can actually show how it is financially feasible if you care to arbitrage your energy on the wholesale electricity market, which is a subject for another talk.
There's a lot of strategies to save money.
There's a lot of information in that particular one.
Yeah.
But today you can quite successfully argue a financial case certainly for solar, it's a no-brainer, and for a solar with a battery. And we are engaging the local warehouse buildings around where we are located because they're just itching. They're just itching to be populated with thousands of solar panels.
They are, aren't they? They've got so much roof real estate.
But it's been a steady decline in battery costs, driven by electric motor cars actually, is reaching the point where it's a strong consideration really, should I really invest in a battery? A few years ago it would have been, no, it's just not financially worthwhile, but that's changing. It changed for solar. I mean, 10, 15 years ago, solar panels were very expensive. We've
got a lot of pre-existing properties, but over behind us, we've actually got a lot of new sections being built. How valuable is putting solar onto new buildings? Does it boost the value of them?
It does. Now, I think it was the Real Estate Institute did a survey recently and found that houses with solar, and it didn't have to be a battery, just solar, fetched on average 17% more than non-solar houses, and they were considerably easier to sell and they sold quicker.
Really?
Yeah, this is a nationwide survey done by the Real Estate Institute.
So in summary, Thornton, ideal area for solar.
It is.
Beautiful sunlight, barely any clouds depending on the weather. Obviously if it's raining, it's still going to get solar, but not at the full capacity.
And an engaged population, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely. It's growing very fast.
It is.
You see the amount of road maintenance they're doing down there, and they're building all these brand new intersections, all these new estates.
And see, all of these new estates and new buildings, like 5 years ago, all those houses were not there.
Yeah.
They in themselves have the potential to put a burden on the grid. But if all of those houses are providing some of their energy independently, then that reduces that burden on the grid considerably. Today, the simple economics of it make it, certainly in the case of solar, a no-brainer.
Well, rising energy costs by itself
they are.
is just...
You're insulating yourself from rising energy costs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Insulate yourself totally. And you're insulating yourself from grid outages, so when the electricity goes down and you've got all that food in the fridge,
You're all sorted.
You're right.
You ready to go?
Ready to go.
Well, thank you, Frank.
Okay.
It's good to have you back.
Keep watching.